Hi everybody, hello and welcome to my channel. I'm here to do a quick review on the just concluded series Just Us Girls. See, this has to be the best YouTube series I have watched. I remember when Skinny Girl in Transit was airing at that time. It was everything, but now, considering the storyline and the message that Just Us Girl carries, I would say it is my best. Let's retract and let me try and do a quick summary. So Just Us Girls series is majorly about three ladies who live together, who are basically housemates, right? With the different issues of life. One of them is Koyi. Koyi is the daughter of a very wealthy woman who is a doctor. So Konyi's mom is a surgeon, and because her mom was a surgeon, she also wanted Konyi to be a surgeon as well. Her mom was very manipulative and very condescending as well. Generally made her a shadow of herself all through childhood and onto adulthood. Now the next person I'll talk about is Jite. Jite is she's energetic, she's the life of a party, she loves to explore. She's also born from a very humble background. She basically grew up with nothing. She was the firstborn child, so she had to cater to her entire family, who are very dramatic and chaotic, by the way, and not really appreciative of the things that she does for them. She was someone who was very opinionated and easily spoke what she felt and how she felt it, however she wanted to communicate it. Ame is an amazing soul. She's a lovable person. She loves to cook. She cooks for the rest of them anyway. And she was in a toxic relationship. She had a traumatizing past that cost her her mental health. So the stories about these three ladies just kept evolving and evolving. Eventually, Coin, the first lady I had spoken about, got into a relationship with a very great guy, but her mom did not approve of the relationship because he was not in her economic class. Konya kind of cheated on the guy with someone else who fitted into her family's economic class. Don't forget that Konya was always manipulated by her mom. She was controlled by her mom. Her mom felt like she was her world. Her mom used to give her a lot of money, and she felt like, okay, without her money, Konya would not survive. So basically, Konya had known her mom all her life, so she subjected to whatever her mom was pressuring her with. So anyway, she lost that beautiful relationship. It was a godly relationship as well. The man really loved her, he cared for her, he was everything. And then got into some other relationship with some other guy who eventually got revealed that he was a drug addict. He was also dating some other person while dating her and even about to marry her. So funny story, she almost married this guy, that person which she started dating, and she stood him up on the wedding altar. Okay, on the wedding day she did not show up, and that was when her story started changing. Eventually, that was the first time that she stood up for herself and did not do her mother's bidding, because her mother wanted her to marry the second guy. Okay, now for Jite was, as I said, Jite is a very energetic person. She's very opinionated. She's very open-minded. She loved money. She started dating a married man. You know, she had a sugar daddy. I think she had more than one sugar daddy. I think she had multiple sugar daddies at some point. Yeah, and then the sugar daddy wanted to marry her, or claimed wanted to marry her at some point. The wife came, and then things changed. Yeah, but I think the reason why she fell into that trap is because she felt like that was the first time someone was taking care of her. All her life she had taken care of her family, her people, but you know, it felt good for her to have, you know, to be taken care of by a sugar daddy, right? Of course she was involved in sexual activities with the sugar daddy, of course, and you know, her life just started flipping from there. And then for Ame eventually left the toxic relationship I've spoken about. The man was physically abusing her, sexually abusing her, mentally abusive. I mean, he was just all the red flags. Somebody would say a red banner. Like, he was a terrible person, and she eventually called it quits. She lost her job due to her mental health issues. I mean, things started going kind of south for her, but these friends kept in touch. So one thing about them is that, so during this time of them, you know, kind of deteriorating in their lives, they all lost their touch with God, their connection with God in this time of deterioration. So let me talk a bit about Kanye's boyfriend, right? I mean, the first boyfriend who was really good to her. After Koye cheated on him with some other person who she stood up at the wedding altar. This guy, his name is Munachi anyway. Munachi went, it was more like he had a rebound. So he went into a relationship with some other lady who he did not really love, but she was really fueling up his business. I mean, his bakery business. She was very hands-on with his business, so they ended up dating anyway. So yeah, so as I said, Koi and Munachi's relationship was really godly. You know, they were never found kissing or any of those things. I mean, they put God at the center. Okay, so during this deterioration of everybody's life, they all lost Jesus. They all lost, basically, they were all lost. They stopped going to church, you know. But then I think season 3, or was it season 4? Season 4, actually, the last season, now came with them now finding Christ. How they found Christ was by attending a Just Us Girls conference that held in Kenya. By the way, in real life, a conference called Just Us Girls exists, and it really was held in Kenya. So they attended the conference, and you know, they were just really blessed. All three of these ladies, you know, found themselves loving God again. They all had encounters with the Holy Spirit. They all had different encounters, and then, you know, they really started enjoying and reinitiating their fellowship with the Holy Spirit. And then for Koi, I had only spoken about her mom. Now apparently she has a dad, and her dad was never in the picture because the mom never told her that she had a dad. So all her life, her mom had manipulated her so much, and then also gave her the lie that her dad had died. She had been neglected by her mom, manipulated by her mom, but with her dad, she found love, she found assurance, she found, you know, she received forgiveness, acceptance, you know, all of those things. Anyway, and then for Jite, Jite, she found Christ now, and then, you know, her life started changing. She left all of those bad people she was following. She stopped having a sugar daddy. She stopped sleeping around. You know, she stopped all those things, and her temper reduced a little. She eventually forgave her family members and all of that. Meanwhile, Jite had a hair business, but it flopped at some point because it was sponsored by one of her sugar daddies, who eventually kind of did not continue. And then for Ame at some point attempted suicide. But thankfully she did not lose her life. She went to therapy, and Jesus became real to her. She had always been this goody two-shoes girl, this Christian person with the mouth, but not with the heart and not with the lifestyle. So eventually she really found Christ for herself, and then she really saw God as a real person. She went into therapy, and then her life just started evolving. So what lessons can be learned from Just Us Girls series? The first thing I would say is, oops, I forgot to mention that there was this other lady who was a student. She was Koi's cousin, who went to stay with Koi at some point because of her education, and in the course of time she got pregnant for some guy in her school due to her wayward behavior and her wanting to fit into the lifestyle of her friends, peer group, right? So she got pregnant for some guy, and then, you know, had to drop off school, nurture her baby and all of that. So she left the house eventually. So what the lessons that can be learned is just doing life God's way, right? Just doing life God's way. Because as Koi found Christ and her dad returned, and the word of prophecy came, things started evolving. Eventually, Munachi came back to Koi, and, you know, it was a very beautiful thing to see. And then for Jite, things started evolving for her as well. So Ame, who is a very good cook, took up a cooking business, a catering business, and then she made Jite to manage this business for her. So now Jite now has a job, right? And as well as Ame got a teaching job. This is someone who loves her job. She got a teaching job. She got a kitchen business, which was doing well. I mean, she was a good cook, so she had a lot of references. She had a lot of referrals. I remember when Ame went for an interview, for this job interview, the three of them all prayed before the interview. So, you know, they came to a point in their lives where they saw the need for Jesus, you know, because this life, you will choke without God. It will choke you. So yeah, and it was beautiful to see. And yeah, Koi and Munachi got married, and it was the most beautiful wedding. The words that they said to each other was so beautiful. I was literally in tears. I was in tears. I was like, what kind of emotional and touching vow is this? So yeah, and it was really nice. What lessons can be learned? The lady who Munachi went on to date after losing Koyi. She pushed herself too much on Munachi. You don't push yourself on a man like that, because a man who loves you will pursue you. I mean, you are the jewel here. You are the you are the gold, right? People seek for gold. So gold does not seek for diggers, right? People go after gold. So as a lady, you cannot be chasing after a man. Give yourself that dignity, that respect, and allow him pursue you. Even if you like someone, allow the man pursue you. If he doesn't show interest in you, then maybe it's not for you. But if you think deep down that it's for you, then go to God and pray about it. But to that pursuit, it's a no from a lady's side, right? So yes, don't pursue a man over anything. If you feel like you really love somebody and the person is not looking at you that way, then look for distractors. Whether you want to watch a movie, watch a series, go and watch Just Us Girls again, or read a book, attend a Bible school, take a course, take a job, a new job. Just do something to distract you from that person. So another lesson I'll say that was learned is appreciating the people that God has placed in your life. And this is for Koyi, because God gave her a very great guy. I mean, she almost lost that guy. It was by God's mercies that he returned. And that just shows God's unfailing love for us. So just appreciating the people that you have around you. Don't take them for granted. Because see finish, it's very easy for you to not notice the good that you have, right? Until evil comes. So, and also for me, this is very reflective for me, because it has made me appreciate my husband even more. I appreciate him, but I was like, my husband is a good man. So yeah, so appreciate the good people that you have around you, and nurture good relationships, and keep a godly relationship. I mean, the guy that Koyi got dating with after she lost Munachi in the beginning, was everything red flag. So yeah, I would say the red flags you see in people, do not neglect it. Do not think that it is a facade, right? It may just be real. Okay. And also listen to the people that love you, because Koyi's friends don't like this guy, but she never really listens to them, you see, because of her mom. Another lesson I would say is, do not settle for the toxic relationship, and that was for Ame. Ame was beaten by this guy, molested by this guy, etc., etc., and she kept on with it. The beating, hiding this from her friends that do not know. I mean, don't do that. Please respect yourself so much to want the best for yourself. Sometimes it can be hard when you're going through things to want the best, but try. If you find it hard to want the best for yourself, then do therapy. Like, there is nothing wrong with therapy. Please engage in therapy so that you can put yourself first and get the best that life has to give to you. So that's one thing I learned from Ame. It's okay to do therapy. Just find help. Find help if you feel like you cannot help yourself anymore. Find help and seek counsel from those who love you, right? Yeah. And then for Jite, I'll say that what I really learned about her life is forgiveness, the beauty of forgiveness. She eventually got help for one of her siblings, and that help came because she forgave someone who hurt her. So that act of forgiveness, is major. You never know how far it will go. So if you're here and you have not watched it yet, this is a call for you to go and watch it. Yeah, so I loved it. Thank you for watching to this point. If you have watched it this time, please press the like button, subscribe, place a comment. Let's talk about the movie some more. Let's share the series. Let more people get to watch it and get their lives transformed. I'm so blessed by the series, and I believe that everyone who watches it will be blessed as well. All right, see you in my next video. Bye bye.